Jellyfish have no brains, and if they do, they're not using them. So how do they survive? That's what we'll find out today. Hi, it's me, and this is my channel. So first of all, what's a jellyfish? Jellyfish are free-floating, mostly marine animals, with stinging cells. They're also known as coelenterids, or cnidaria, which comes from the Greek word cnide, meaning stinging cell. There are more than 2,000 species of jellyfish worldwide. They come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. Some are transparent, while others are brightly colored. The largest one ever recorded had a bell that was 6 meters in diameter and 100 tentacles that were over 40 meters long. The smallest ones are less than 1 millimeter in diameter. Jellyfish can be found anywhere in the world's oceans, from the surface to the deep sea. Most jellyfish have a simple body structure consisting of stinging cells, a bell-shaped structure called a bell, a set of tentacles around the bell, and a central mouth. Some jellyfish, such as box jellyfish, have eyes, but most are blind. Jellyfish eat by capturing prey with their stinging cells and then using their mouths to eat the prey. They have no nervous system, so they don't feel pain when stung. However, the stinging cells of some jellyfish can be very painful to humans and other animals. Jellyfish reproduce both sexually and asexually. Many release sperm and eggs into the water where fertilization occurs externally. Others carry their offspring inside their bodies until they are born. So, do jellyfish have brains? The answer depends on how you define brain. Jellyfish don't have brains in the way that humans and other vertebrates do. They lack a centralized nervous system with a brain and spinal cord. Instead, they have a decentralized nervous system with neurons distributed throughout their bodies. This allows them to respond to stimuli in their environment, such as changes in light and gravity. But it doesn't allow for the complex processing of information that occurs in a vertebrate brain. In fact, jellyfish are capable of some complex behaviors, such as hunting and avoiding predators. They also have a form of memory that allows them to learn from experience and change their behavior accordingly. For example, some jellyfish can remember the location of their favorite hunting grounds and return to them every day. Others can learn to avoid areas where they have been stung before. These abilities suggest that jellyfish have some sort of central nervous system that coordinates their behavior. However, this system is much simpler than the brain of any vertebrate animal. So what do we call it if we don't call it a brain? Well, we could call it a neural network or a ganglion. In 2020, researchers used advanced imaging techniques to study the structure of a jellyfish. What they found was a gelatinous blob with thousands of neurons in it. They named it the brainoid. It's not a brain, but it's also not a bunch of randomly distributed nerve cells. It's something in between. It appears to be a primitive form of a centralized nervous system. Researchers believe that this structure may be an intermediate step in the evolution of more complex nervous systems. It may have arisen early in the evolution of life on Earth, and may have been a precursor to the brains of vertebrates. It's possible that this discovery could help scientists better understand how the human brain evolved. Now back to the question, how do they survive without a brain? First of all, jellyfish don't really need brains to survive because they live very simple lives. They basically just float around in the ocean and eat whatever they come across. Their survival doesn't depend on their ability to think or make decisions. Second, their nervous system is still pretty sophisticated. They can sense things like light and gravity, and they can move their bodies in response to those stimuli. They can also capture prey and sting their enemies. This means that they do need brains to do most of the things that they need to do to survive. Finally, jellyfish are very adaptable creatures. They can thrive in a wide range of environments, and they can survive a lot of changes in their bodies. For example, some jellyfish can regenerate their bodies after being stung. This means that even if a jellyfish loses part of its body, it can still survive. Overall, jellyfish are a great example of how animals can survive without brains. They've managed to find a way to live simple lives and adapt to change. They do it all without the help of a brain. If you liked this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See ya.